there everyone, and welcome to Buy Now Sell Now Weekend with me, Ava and the Bash. Today on the show we've got lots lined up. In fact, we will be answering all of your stock queries as well as filling you in with a Portfolio Advisor segment. Lots lined up then today on the show, so let's get straight to business. We've got viewer queries lined up today on MRF. We'll be discussing the outlook on Venky's India as well as Airtel. Joining in today on the show, we have Vikas Sethi, Managing Director, Sethi Finmart, on the fundamentals and on technicals. Rajesh Palvia is Head Technical and Derivative Research at Axis Securities, joining in on the show. Well, great to have you on board, and let's get started with our first query of the day. And this one comes in on MRF. Well, it's a question which has been sent in to us from Dr. Rajiv Sharma. He hails from Hyderabad. He's got 20 shares of MRF bought at a price of 25,000 rupees. Wants to know whether he should wholesale or even buy some more. What's the outlook, Vikas, based on the fundamentals?
First I would like to congratulate the investor for having bought MRF at such a low price. He's already made 200% gains on the stock. But I think even at these prices, this is a stock which should be held on to. It's a leading tire manufacturer, and with the kind of activity being witnessed in the tire sector, particularly after the natural rubber prices have hit a new low, I think the sector should do well. And to add to that, the auto sector is also growing very rapidly, and the impact of which would be positively felt on all these tire stocks. So I maintain a hold on MRF, and my 1 year target would be 90,000 rupees on the same.
Okay, that's the outlook coming in. Compliments to you, really making some healthy gains on MRF. You really bought in at the right price, and it's currently staring at 75,000 thereabouts. So good going. So based on the technicals, what exactly would be your assessment? Do you believe, Rajesh, that he should continue to hold on to the stock? Should he perhaps book partial profits? What's the outlook now?
Yeah, definitely, Avan. My recommendation would be also to hold the stock. If you look at the longer term time frame, stock is bullish on all the time frame, and looking at the recent consolidation, I think stock has formed a very strong base at around 72,000 or 70,000 kind of level. So I feel now that once the stocks manages to cross this 78,000 on the higher side, it will resume its uptrend, and I think on the higher side 85,000 could be the next target for the stock on the higher side. So my advice would be to hold on the stock. Even on the decline also towards 72,000 or 70,000 is a buying opportunity in the stock for the longer term perspective.
Okay, definitely look to stay invested. That's the outlook coming in. It's a consensus hold on the tire stock, that is MRF, and congratulations on that stellar investment. The bullish structure is visible on the long-term charts, and it's a buy on dips as well. Next up, we have a query on Venky's, and this one has been sent in from Nagarjuna Devasani in Bengaluru. He's bought 137 shares of Venky's India. Just pull up that stock. He's saying, suggestive in the medium term, it will reach my buy price, or should I exit with losses? Can I hold it for another 1 year or to book profits? What really is the outlook for Venky's India, and does it make sense for him to remain invested or completely book out? Well, the company has been, in focus of late. Strong, impressive financial record. The performance has been fairly good as well for Venky's. In terms of results, they managed to ramp up their bottom line as well. Earnings have come in above what the street was expecting, and the analyst view is that they can maintain an adequate level of cash, meet the to meet all their expansion plans. But unfortunately here, I think our investors losing out quite significantly. Purchased it at 3,800. Vikas, what does one do? He's saying, should I hold it for another 1 year to book profits? What do you think he should do?
Unfortunately, the investor has bought it at a very high price. The stock has corrected heavily, substantially from those levels. This stock was also put under the ASM category by the stock exchanges recently, and ever since then we have seen a massive fall in the stock, in line with other stocks which have been put in the same category. But then this company is fundamentally a good company, has a pretty strong balance sheet, and I think the investor should hold on to the stock. At the current levels, the valuations have become pretty reasonable, and I feel in a year's time he could get back to levels of 3,500. So my recommendation would be to hold on to the stock.
Okay, so stay invested in the stock. Vikas believes that there is potential for it to perhaps, come to the levels at which you've bought it at. You can look to exit around 3,000 to 3,200. Let's understand what your outlook is then based on the chart patterns. Perhaps Rajesh, Vikas's views that you can hold on actually with a target of 3,500. Definitely bought it at the higher end. What does one do now?
Yeah, if you look at the pattern, stock corrected significantly from the level of 4,700 level, and now stock is trading near to its important support area of 2,450, and some sort of buying interest has been witnessed at the lower level around 2,450 kind of level. But even if you look at the short to medium term chart perspective, that there is a breakdown happen on the short to medium term chart pattern, and now stock is trading below all its important moving averages. So I feel yes, some sort of pullback action can be witnessed in the stock, but on the higher side, I would advise one should exit around 3,000 or 3,200 kind of level, where again stock is likely to meet the resistance or supply pressure on the higher side. So my recommendation would be to hold for certain pullback action towards 3,000 and 3,200 level, where he should exit his positions.
There you have it. That's the outlook coming in on Venki's India and how exactly you should be approaching it. Let's move on. Then we have another query on a third query from Sudhir Kumar, and this is on Bharti Airtel. He's bought 100 shares of Bharti Airtel at 455. Should he hold or sell? Short to medium term time horizon. Well, certainly you've got Bharti, which has been hit quite badly on the back of Reliance Jio's entry. A lot of these companies within the telecom space, because have had it fairly rough. Of course, those who stand to benefit are the likes of you and me, the customers, given the new offers that are continually coming on board. What exactly is it that he should do with a Bharti Airtel at 455 is where he purchased it?
Yeah, my recommendation would be to sell, book his losses and switch to some other good quality stock. I think telecom as a second laggard, and particularly in view of the stiff competition which has been given by Reliance Jio, and I think it will take a while before things start improving for the telecom sector. So I would recommend him to sell, and I would advise him to switch to a stock like an ITC, which is again a large cap, and it has also been beaten down, but I think the prospects look pretty good with the kind of good monsoon which we've had and the recovery being witnessed in the rural economy. I think ITC would do well. So my advice would be to switch to an ITC.
That's the call coming in. A better option would be for you to switch. ITC is a better bet that you can put your money in. A thumbs up there from Vikas. Rajesh, what does one do, in the telecom space with the likes of a Bharti Airtel, given the kind of returns or lack of it that it's seen in the last, 3 months or 6 months or so? The stock has eroded quite a bit of market cap. What would you advise?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the performance of Bharti, it was underperforming all the sectors, like and the stock is in downtrend. And even if you look at the short to medium term chart, the stock is in trading below all its important moving averages. So I feel upside is limited for the stock. If he can average it out at the lower level and he can bring down its average buy price at the lower level, so around 340 is the important support area for the Bharti at the lower level. So if he wants to stick to the stock and if he wants to hold the stock, then he should average it out at the lower level around 340 level, but he should keep strict stop loss of 320. If you look at the longer term time frame, the 400, 410, 20 kind of level is a tough hurdle for the stock for any kind of upside if we look at the recent past. So I feel that from the current level also, if some downside comes towards 350 or 340 level, he can average it out with stop loss of 320. In the pullback action, if stock reaches towards 400, 410 level, is a exit opportunity for the stock on the higher side.
Watch out for some of those important levels. An upside target of about 410 to 420. Do remember to keep stop loss at 320. Tell you what, on that note, we'll take a quick break.